Hi everybody and welcome to the channel. This is where I share my insights. And the question I'm pondering today is, what's stopping you? I want you to ask yourself that question and get very still. And what we learn from it gives us incredible insight into who we are. So I'm going to be talking about what's stopping you. Stick around. If you've taken the time to ask yourself some of life's tough questions, you know you don't get an answer in words. If you ask yourself, who am I? That's a tough one. But that answer is decipherable even though it doesn't come in words. What do I want? What's my purpose? What am I afraid of? Today I'm exploring the question, what is stopping me? And often when we encounter what appears as challenging situations, we run into these illusory things called obstacles, and they're illusions. And telling someone who is enchanted by an illusion of obstacle that there is nothing in their way seems to provoke them. In other words, if you tell somebody, well, you're stopping yourself, those are fighting words. It's not until we ask ourselves that question and we really do some, what I call, vertical thinking, before we come up with what satisfies us. So, when we ponder what's stopping us, our intellect will point to something out there or search for a reason out there. That's the first place the intellect goes, the so-called outside world. And so you get into this, what I call God in the sky mentality. And we call that every reason under the sun. Or another way to describe it is every excuse in the book. And every excuse in the book, every reason under the sun, and anything out there could be considered a false god. Something that's not real. So you examine your life and it looks like things aren't going well. Nothing's being done. I'm constantly being pushed back. I can never grow. I can never do anything. There are too many things working against me. Sometimes it works. Like for lucky people. These people are lucky. They've inherited money. They have some kind of special talent. They have a brain that's so much more sophisticated than mine. I just didn't inherit any of their intrinsic skills. I don't have the talent. I don't have the right people. I don't have the education. I didn't come from the right place. Reasons under the sun. So you have a sun god. These things that you conjured up as reasons why you can't do what you want to do. To have what you want to have and to live the way you want to live. You're imprisoned by your own projections out there, as if they are looking this way. One of my favorite false gods is the bank account. And the only reason why I know that this false god is cruel, because I used to be a slave to the bank account. Something called money. Something I conjured up in my mind. Money is a concept. To the person who's trapped by it, they don't get it. If it's a concept, you can free yourself from it. So they want something, they want to buy something, they want to do something. And so you ask yourself this question, okay, what do I want? Where do you go to decide what you want? That's a very strange question. Where do you go? Who do you consult to know what you want? How you want to live? What you desire? Weirdly, people go to their bank accounts. And they say things like, well, the budget won't allow it at this time. Then they pull the clock off the wall and they look at the clock and say, oh, holy clock, do I have time to do this? And the clock has little googly eyes on it and a mouth that says, no, you can't. There's not enough seconds on this clock to do what you want to do. And you bow down to the clock. Hey, how about that? You hear my clock dinging there? Time's up. Time won't permit me to do this. So time is a false god. The worst of all enslaving gods is the mind. That's the part of you that tells a story about your perception, that you don't have it. You can't do it. You're in this feedback loop. You're consulting everybody under the sun, all the reasons. You're constantly moving around. And so what happens is, this constant motion to me is like having a flash bulb constantly in your eyes. Constant noise, constant movement, constant worrying, constant doing, the constancy of motion is like having a flash bulb go poof, 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 poof in your eyes. And when the light's in your eyes, I don't know if you can see my eyes, I'm looking kind of in the window, the pupils are dilated, they're constricted. When you get still, if something's stopping you, something is scaring you, something is got you in your panties in a wad, your pupils are like this. It's like this. It's like a telescope that's been. There's no room for any kind of possibility. When you get still, truly sit down with no phone, no people, no noise, you will see that flash in your eyes, a residue that's still there. And for a lot of people, they try to sit still, and the flash, they see in the darkness, they still see the flash. Everybody's looking at me. Something's going to happen to me. They have not sat still and waited. One of the Psalms says, be still and know that I am God. Let's get rid of all that other stuff. Be still and know. Be still until you know for sure. So this resonating flash from the outside world coming in, your mind's going crazy, your pupils are all constricted, and if you sit long enough, the mind starts to unwind. the pupils begin to dilate. And you practice sitting in the silence until you know. Without knowledge. Knowledge is stuff in the head. Eyes in my face. I can't see. But if you've ever had the sensation of that flash dissipating, and you sit in the darkness long enough, the pupils and the clenching or the super narrow-mindedness begins to unwind, and the lens opens. The pupils actually dilate. The inner body goes, and you vibrate at such a frequency that you are the only thing that's really standing still in the universe. Everything else is in constant motion. The inner stillness is an invisible place that truly is without motion. It's immovable. That is the ground of being. That's you. You would call that your irreducible foundation. And the inside has the flash of light in your eyes has dissipated. That's the outside world. Everybody's looking at me. I've got a spotlight on me. That clears up. The mind clears up. And out of that ground of being, if you ask yourself, what's stopping me? Nothing. Out of that deep, soothing, truthful, irreducible foundation comes direction, insight, desire. So you come back to another question. What do I want? Don't go to your bank account. Don't go to your spouse. Don't go to your brother. Go to that ground of being. And you'll know what you want. Despite out there is the lie. In here is the truth. You'll get to a point where you'll know. You've been so still. You know that you know that you know. It echoes into eternity. And that truth is undeniable. It will not let you go. The desire, the directives, the insight, the wisdom will tell you what you're like. You're like that. You know, some people say, it's unlike you. You're just not like yourself. That's because you were so busy worried about what people were thinking, saying, looking at you. Nobody's looking at you. We're seeing now. We're looking from the place of irreducible rightness. And the light shines from within. So you're inhibited when the light is out here and you can't see anything. You're totally frozen. It's like being a deer in headlights. Then when you get still, the outside, the limelight, the reflective light leaves you. And the inhibition leaves. And the inhabitant emerges. And you become inhabited by the light. And when you can see in the dark, you can literally see in the dark, you will find the dark knows you. That's what a lot of people forget. They turn their back on evil. They don't look at it enough. They don't look at it enough. They don't sit with it enough. Death, darkness, despair, being broke, being alone. They don't sit in the darkness enough to see that when the eyes adjust, the darkness knows you. And you know it too. You know you have a temper. You know you have violence. You know you have these moments where the flash gets you again. But the light inside is too bright. You can come back to it. It's burning hot with enthusiasm and prosperity. If you're inhibited, you're like the moon, and you think the light is shining on you. If you're inhabited, you're like the sun, and the light is shining from within you. And the truth will be known. The truth is irreducible at that moment. That's faith. You know that you know that you know. What is stopping you is a part of you that doesn't understand. That's all. You're stopping yourself. You created the obstacle, the illusion of the obstacle, then you can make it disappear. Nothing stands in your way because you are the way. I had to come to this myself. And to practice faith, you have to get closer and closer and closer and closer and closer to the things you fear before you realize nothing's there. Spend the money, use the resources, start on it. Take a step towards it. The fear is unfounded. All fear is paranoia. You're afraid of yourself. In the dark, it's you. On the other side, in the darkness, you will have been given the keys of the kingdom, and a tiny light will shine into the darkness, and you'll see it's a treasure trove of your heart's content, a field of potential full of everything you'll ever need, ever want, all the energy you need. The sun comes with its own energy, and it burns. That's the embers of faith. And it has nothing to do with God. It's you. You are the sun. S-U-N. Ensouled with all the energy, enthusiasm. And it's almost like you have to be fanatical about it. Fanatical means on fire for God. Enthusiasm means entheo, in God. But this is you. This is your genius. Genius means demon. So as you approach fear, it'll feel tantalizing and titillating, and it'll tickle you and excite you, and you realize that nerves and excitement and fear and all these feelings are aliveness. And when you move towards what you fear, you are given more life and more life and more life. Rather than running away from it. You're running away from yourself. What's stopping you? A ghost. And if you believe in ghosts, you will continue to run from yourself. My name is Ryan Hebert. I hope you enjoyed these insights. Please check out my blog. It's called mymorningmotivator.com.